I'm Megan, and I am the Adult Services Manager here at Ames Public Library.
And I'm Danielle. I'm one of the Youth Services librarians here at the Ames Public Library.
And we are here to give you a few recommendations for our third annual 12 to Try Reading Challenge. For the month of October, the challenge is to read a book from the YA or Juvenile collection by an LGBTQIA+ author. So stay tuned for our suggestions, or come to the library and check out our display promoting the challenge. What's your first pick, Danielle?
All right, so I have Sir Callie and the Champions of Helston here. And this is written by Esme Symes-Smith, who is a non-binary author. I believe they're in Missouri, maybe. But Callie, our main character, is also non-binary. We meet them as a 12-year-old, I think, who really wants to be a knight. However, they were born into a really rigid society with very strict gender roles, very strict. And so it's all about Callie trying to figure out how the heck they're gonna get their life together, do what they want to do, as well as making friends and changing society and the world around them on their way. And this is the first in a series. I think there's 4. The last one is coming out, I want to say, in October this year.
That's great.
You'll see it's a popular series. I had to snag one of my coworkers' own personal copies because all ours were checked out today.
So it's a hot title to get your hands on. My first choice is Hurricane Child by Kacen, Callender. This was a winner of the Stonewall Book Award and the Lambda Literary Award, which are the 2 major book awards for sort of LGBTQ queer titles.
In the youth literary.
In the youth world, yeah. So Hurricane Child follows Caroline Murphy, who lives on an island near St. Thomas in the Caribbean. And she believes she's cursed. She was born during a hurricane, which is sort of an inherently bad omen. She's haunted by a spirit that they don't know who she is, and eventually her mother abandons her as well. So she's leading a pretty tough life as a kid. She gets sent off to a Catholic school and eventually meets Callender, who becomes her only friend. She's pretty bullied at this school, and she eventually develops a crush on Callender. And so this is all about sort of focusing on the experiences of a young queer Black child and young queer Black children generally. It's set in the world of the Caribbean, and so that's a kind of a unique perspective for us here in the United States. It's a really beautiful coming-of-age story focusing on hope and possibility of finding a fit for yourself within your community, and kind of blends mysteries and island folklore and Black queerness into just a beautiful novel.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I've read, I think, the first chapter. Well, I'm going to take you away from our world and take you to a new world. So this book I'm talking about is from our young adult section, and it is called Iron Widow, and it's by Xiran Zhao. And it is ferocious. That's what I want to say. So think of, fighting aliens in huge mechs, right? Which is awesome, right? Yeah. Super awesome. Except here, wait a second, we can't be awesome that fast. So men or teenage boys drive these mechs around, and they have consorts, let's say, who often die because of this. And her sister is one of those consorts who dies, our main character, who is Xiran. So she dies, her best beloved sister, and she is not having any of this. She is there for revenge. Oh my gosh, is she ever. Love her. So we've got the sci-fi fighting aliens. We discover that she is the strongest. She's in this ship, and usually they pull power from the woman and then the woman dies. Yeah, well, the first time she's in a mech, it goes the other way around. Oh. It's amazing. So you want to, if you pick this one up, you know it's going to be intense. It's going to have some flipping of some gender roles. We're going to do some more things. She runs into a situation where she has two love interests. This particular triangle decides, you know what, we're going to keep this a triangle. We're not going to, at least in this book, I don't know about the second. I haven't read it yet. So she hasn't chosen yet, but it's ferocious. It's amazing. It has a beautiful cover. I really enjoyed it. I think everyone should read it if you want something.
I can tell how jazzed you are about this one.
You need to read something where things get burned down every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Like Aliens.
Like Aliens, yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of things that speak to us as readers, my second choice is Better Nate Than Ever by Tim Federle. I love New York City, and I love Broadway and theater in general. And so if that is something that speaks to you, this book is the perfect choice. So Nate Foster wants nothing more in life to star in a Broadway show. Like, that is his dream, to star in a Broadway show. So he, with the help of his best friend Libby, sneaks away from his home in Pennsylvania to audition for E.T. the musical. And so you have to read the book to see how that all turns out, but it's a really beautiful coming-of-age story. There's adventure, it's incredibly heartwarming. There's tons of Broadway references and song references, so if you are a musical theater person, you will inherently love this. Nate is only 13, so he's really figuring out who he is in this book. He's sort of exploring and discovering himself and his sort of gender, and while also being bullied for who he is. And so it works a lot through those themes in this book. This is also a Stonewall Award honor book and a Lambda Literary Award finalist, so it didn't win those awards, but it was high up there. And this one is also a series. So if you love Better Nate Than Ever, you can also read 5, 6, 7, Nate and Nate Expectations.
I've read the first two. I don't think I realized there was Nate Expectations.
Yeah, you should read Nate Expectations.
Okay, I'm going to have to add that to my list. Excellent. All right, well, our last book today takes us over to Ireland. So this is called Not My Problem by Ciara Smyth. And it is about a girl named Maeve, I believe. No, that's her love interest. This is Aideen. So this is about a girl named Aideen who has a life that's kind of falling apart. But like so many of us have experienced, she can look at everybody else and be like, I can fix your life. Give me 30 seconds. And so she discovers this talent because she meets her frenemy that maybe eventually becomes a little bit of a love interest. And this girl is freaking out because she just has way too much on her plate. And I think her dad wants her to take up tennis lessons or something like that. Just add, one more thing to your after-school activities, kiddo. So Aideen looks at her and says, you won't have tennis lessons if you break your ankle. And Maeve is like, do it. And so Aideen pushes her down the stairs. So it's awesome. So she discovers that talent. And so she starts to make more friends by helping them out. That's probably the most extreme. But, at the same time, her life is falling apart. But there's some joy coming. She meets this girl who's a love interest. There's some things that go right for her. And it's just a really nice contemporary romance.
That sounds great.
Yeah, some humor in it.
Yeah, humor is important in all things,
yeah,
but particularly in romance,
teen
romance.
Yep. Give it some joy.
Yes. So hopefully you have found a book that is what you're looking for, but if you haven't, come see us, come find our displays, or come talk with our staff, and we're happy to provide you with recommendations.